Hi, this is Swan from Swan Amity Studios, and today we're going to be working on a block that requires partial seaming. Now, initially when I looked at partial seaming, I thought, like just a lot of other people think, oh no, that seems complicated, I can't do that. But this is very easy, and I hope that you will like this method, and I hope that you will enjoy this block. It's a lot of fun. The whirling effect that we can get from flying geese and partial seaming, it's beautiful, and I think it'll be a good time. When we get started with partial seaming, one of the first things we have to think about is where to begin and how to make that the easiest possible process. We're going to begin in this case from the center, working with our center square and our first goose. Now you'll notice that the edge of those two things is aligned right along that side, and that's where we're going to begin. Now when we're working with a partial seam, we want to make sure that that first line that we put in, that's our partial seam, is going to be one that stops about an inch away from where the smallest block is getting attached there, or the smallest piece. So we're going to take those first two aligned sections, flip them together, right sides together, and we're going to start with that center piece on the top. I'm just going to give it a little push into exactly the right spot so it's aligned. And then I'm going to put 2 pins in there, one at the corner, good, and one about where I would like to stop the seam. And then we're going to stitch from the bottom edge to that second pin, not first pin, second pin, and we're going to stop. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to put a little starter piece in there, and then we're going to stitch so that we start at the beginning, and we're going to stitch right down to that second pin. I do just a little back stitch, maybe 2 stitches, 3 stitches, doesn't have to be a lot. I'm going to take the pins out, break thread, trim off our little starter. I'll put the starter back in there for next time. And here's what our piece looks like now. You can see that we've started at the bottom and we've gone till we have a little more than an inch left in that seam. And what we're going to do then is press this out, okay? Ready to go. Next we would put that back in with our other pieces, and we would stitch on this side, which you can see now fits exactly right. This one, and then this third one. Now we've got 3 complete seams, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what that looks like. Here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3 completely attached, and our fourth one, where we began with that partial seam, now needs to be completed. We're going to go ahead and flip that down into place and give it a couple of pins. Doesn't need very much, we just want to make sure everything stays nicely aligned while we're working. And let's stitch that one, starting at the bottom of the seam and working our way back towards that partial seam space. And I'm going to over stitch it about 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch over the top of where we began. Let's stitch that. Over stitching just a little bit. And now here is our completed center. We're ready to press that piece out. Center is complete. Now that wasn't very difficult, was it? Partial seaming is easy. To complete the block now, we'll need to connect all of our geese to our rectangles on the outside. And that looks like this. And then we do the whole thing all over again, starting here, lining these two sides up, then this one, then this one, then this one, 3 complete seams, complete the partial seam at the top, and your block will now look like this. Isn't that beautiful? We hope you have been enjoying the Summer Scrap Elimination 2020. Have a great time cutting up your scraps, eliminating all that extra stuff so you have room to buy more. Thank you so much for joining me.